glad we've got someone like Lampard who's going to be respected by fans, and we're not going to have like a high-profile man. I didn't think I was going to make this video this early, but here it is. What's up everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. If OGs of Let's Selectors will remember, my first ever YouTube video, my debut on this YouTube screen, was me talking about Frank Lampard being Chelsea manager, and the big topic was Frank Lampard going to be a success? My answer was in these exact words: I think he'll be a success, but in the long run. But now that long run has been completely taken, stolen, not even provided for him, because it has been confirmed today that he has been sacked by Chelsea Football Club. Where do I even begin? I mean, the timing of it is really ironic, because as of now, I spoke to Ruben, or Mr. Football as you know him, yesterday, about Lampard's future in Chelsea, and a day later, he gets sacked. I am so lost for words, I don't even know where to begin. Right, okay, so Roman Abramovich, since he's come in, he's adopted 11 permanent managers. Some of the decision making that he has made on those managers have been very erratic. We got rid of Jose Mourinho in his first season after he's won us our first 2 ever Premier League titles. We got rid of Carlo Ancelotti after we win a double the year before, and we also win another trophy in that year in 2010-11. We get rid of Roberto Di Matteo within months after winning our first and probably only Champions League. We get rid of Rafael Benitez after winning the Europa League. We get rid of Jose Mourinho again for the second time for him managing to win another title with us. We also get rid of Antonio Conte 1 year exactly after he has won us a title the previous year. With Frank Lampard, Abramovich has got rid of him after failing to get a trophy. But you've got to understand the predicament we found ourselves in. Frank Lampard entered a job where there was no expectation, there was none of it. We were in a transfer ban, we lost our best player, and we didn't have a too good season. I mean, okay, we finished 3rd under Maurizio Sarri and we won the Europa League, but it was still not the Chelsea side we were used to seeing a couple of years back when we were winning the title under Antonio Conte. There was something missing. And when Lampard came in, there was this real sense of optimism that Chelsea were going to change ways. They're going to change their ruthless approach to managers. They're going to promote the youth, and we were moving into a much more positive step forward. What happened at the end of it is that Lampard got sacked after his first blip of form. Only 3 wins in the last 10 games. Yes, it's not great form, but every manager is one blip now and again. You look at where Arsenal now under Mikel Arteta, he was having a huge blip, pressure on his job. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's had blip after blip. But what do the Glazers do? They actually persevere with him, or Ed Woodward. They persevere with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And right now they're being rewarded for it. As of now, Man United are still top of the Premier League. And Lampard, unfortunately, with all the transfers he's got in, not all of them have worked out. And he needed more time, in my opinion, to fix things. There was this expectation that Chelsea would turn in title challenges overnight. Now, that could be an effect if you bring 1 really good player in. We brought up to 5 really good players in. And you may think, you know, why can they not turn into title challenges easier with 5 world-class players rather than just 1 world-class player? I'm comparing Chelsea to Man United here. And I shouldn't really compare clubs, but I'm trying to give you a scenario of when things work and things don't work. So, Man United get Bruno Fernandes in. Automatically, Manchester United are in the race for a title. We bring Werner, Havertz, Chilwell, Thiago Silva, Ziyech. There's more as well. And the problem is, yes, all 5 of them, fantastic quality, but they need to fit within the squad. And I think what was really, really the poison chalice for Lampard in the end of it was having that expectation, but with a lack of experience in dealing with it. When the team was underperforming, he couldn't quite find the tactical nous to cope with that, to change a formation, to change tactics, to be difficult to play against. And that is what I was drumming on yesterday with my conversation with Mr. Football. We are easy to play against now, and it's not a good sign. But does that mean that I want Lampard to be sacked today? No, it's not. I'm absolutely flabbergasted that Abramovich has taken this decision this early. And I've seen his statement, and he does seem very apologetic, although it's just continuing the ruthless approach of Chelsea managers. This is what he says in case you haven't seen it. This was a very difficult decision for the club, not least because I have an excellent personal relationship with Frank, and I have the utmost respect for him. Really? He is a man of great integrity and has the highest of work ethics. However, under current circumstances, we believe it is the best to change managers. On behalf of everyone at the club, the board, and personally, I would like to thank Frank for his work as head coach and wish him every success in the future. He's a sporting icon and great club, and his status remains undiminished. He'll always be warmly welcomed back at Stamford Bridge. That's his statement. God, I mean, mad, I don't think gives you the right answer. I am upset. I am mad. I am absolutely everything. If I wasn't trying to do dry January, I would be drinking so much right now, trying to get through this stress and this sudden change of direction. And what this has done to our squad right now, it's put a huge question mark on the identity. We have been promoting youth for the last season. We got to 4th place with it. We overachieved, probably, considering what squad we had. And looking at the stats as well, we definitely overachieved. But it was still a 4th place finish. Lampard did that. Not the players, not Abramovich. Lampard did that. He did that. So it showed to me he does have the capability. Unfortunately, when you've got new players, he's got to develop new relationships. And when he's been given that expectation, if you don't get results quickly in Chelsea, you're cut completely. And it's a real shame he's being treated like this. And he'll always be a legend. If you saw my tweet, you would know I was really upset with the news. And for me, his club legend status has not been tarnished whatsoever. But the talking points coming out of it, obviously, there has been some stories that a certain number of players have stepped up to the board to try and get rid of him or speak up on him. I won't name those players because, quite frankly, I am so disgusted on them, I don't even want to name drop them. But we've seen this so often with Chelsea. When Jose Mourinho was sacked, there was rumours of players stepping in, ordering for him to get sacked. Same with Conte. It's just the whole morale and just the lack of cohesion in this club is toxic. It's disgusting. The only players I felt were completely true and cared every single dying minute for this club was the youth players that got their chance. They waited patiently, I mean bloody patiently, with all the managers that just refused to play them. Lampard comes in and says, yes, you can have your chance. And look, lo and behold, we look a completely different team. There's a cohesion there I've not seen in the club before. And all of a sudden now, we seem to have gone back to the old regime of having an experienced manager, which, yes, experience is good, but what's going to happen with our youth now? I'm trying to envision this first 11 squad if we get Tuchel in, which I pretty much is confirmed now. We're going to get Thomas Tuchel, who obviously former Borussia Dortmund and PSG manager, got PSG to a Champions League final last year. And he would have worked with Pulisic when he was at Borussia Dortmund. He's also a German manager, so he'll understand Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, and I think that is why he's been brought in. I would personally have wanted Nagelsmann if we were going to change a manager, but Tuchel is going to have to do, and I'm not too excited about this appointment. And that is what is even more painful for me, that I am not even optimistic on the way forward. And one thing that tells me of how many people care in the club is how players respond to that news. We, to be fair, have seen a load of tributes, not only from pundits, but from players in Chelsea Football Club to Frank Lampard's sacking. We had a really nice one for Mason Mount. Reece James's one was fantastic. Thiago Silva's one was almost heart-touching as well, following that they both competed against each other, actually. Tammy Abraham posted one. Pulisic posted one. A good number of Chelsea players did, but there are some that didn't. And it's that divide that has really caused trouble, and there has been tension in the training ground as well. I mean, now we just got to move forward, stick with Thomas Tuchel, and within 2 years, in my opinion, he'll go. We may win some trophies, which will be nice at the time, short-term success, but long-term success, it's gone. We had a future, we had a plan, We had a long-term plan which could have gone on for decades with this approach under Lampard. I can really envision a real dynasty going on here. And I know it hasn't worked out for him. He's had one blip and I think very unfairly he's been chopped off. And while I really hope for Lampard's sake, he doesn't feel tarnished on his Chelsea status, but also with his managerial career, that he can find a job elsewhere. I know he could potentially go to a side like Celtic, who have been lingering on changing Neil Nellan as their manager, but who knows where Lampard's going to go. I mean, right now, I think he needs a break personally, because it looks like to me he's been completely stressed this season. And ultimately, what got him sacked was the players just not playing under him. Part of it is to blame. I'm not saying it's all the players' fault, because that would be unfair on them. Lampard struggled to find a system, to find tactics that suited that amount of players. But with the little time he had, there's no bloody surprise he couldn't. I am not surprised at all. Even when we were on a 17-game unbeaten run in all competitions, there was even majority of those games, there was still, pretty unconvincing performances because Lampard's still trying to figure things out. For one Premier League game, I felt that Lampard gave a perfect performance for Chelsea was when we beat Crystal Palace by 4-0. That was the only one performance I felt as a Chelsea fan that everything clicked. All the rest of the games, win, lose or draw, we've not been perfect. Because Lampard's still trying to figure things out tactically, how he set things up, what's his best 11. He's not been given the sodding time to do so. And he's been got rid. I mean, I am so disgusted. I really, really am. And we've got Tuchel coming in, which may give us a managerial bounce. We may see Chelsea improving performances now. We've got Spurs coming up, and we may beat Spurs now. We may see Werner being in the form of his life. And that's the sad reality. When a manager gets sacked, all of a sudden, Chelsea will be able to play again. But why can't we stick with a manager? Why can't Chelsea Football Club just simply play under a manager, even if it's for people that don't get enough minutes under him? For me, I have not seen enough for him to warrant that sacking yet. I would have needed to see more for me to make that decision. The Leicester performance, our last Premier League performance under Lampard, was shocking. Absolutely shocking. I think even that wasn't even down to Lampard, because he had a strong enough squad out there. But unfortunately, it was mixed with his tactics, but the real lack of motivation from the players. And only Mason Mount, Reece James, Chilwell, probably the only three I can see day in, day out will give a 100% performance. The rest, disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. And I'm not even talking about the ones that have spoken out about Lampard to the board, trying to boot him out. And as I said, I won't say their names because I'm absolutely disgusted, and I feel like if I do, I may curse, and I don't want to do that. It's hard to be positive as a Chelsea fan right now. A lot of Chelsea fans are mourning, mixed reaction on this news. Some were happy. I can never feel happy with a manager being sacked. I'm not even happy when we got rid of Rafael Benitez, And I know Chelsea fans did not like his appointment following the rivalry and the stuff he said about us when he was Liverpool manager. But even though I hate seeing a manager sacked, I don't wish a manager to lose their job. They worked bloody hard to get there in the first place. And with Lampard as well, he showed to everyone that he loved the club. I think not since Jose Mourinho I've seen someone who went to Chelsea loving every single minute of that job. And Tuchel will come in for the money. I'm sorry, but I'm saying it as it is. He'll be going in for the money. He could have picked any English club, Thomas Tuchel. And he's just chosen Chelsea, probably because Abramovich has offered him a big money contract. We're not going to see that same connection ever again. It is a reality check that Lampard probably has been out of his depth. He's not been able to tactically have the experience to adapt to really bad blips of form and to make real high-profile players play under him and to rejuvenate their confidence. And that is on Lampard's part. But with what I've seen, I don't think he should have been gone that quickly. And it's sad because I can't see Lampard going back into the Chelsea as a manager anymore. I really can't. I think he'll still associate with Chelsea because he still loves the club to bits. You'd think if he took that job 5 years later with experience, it could have been a whole different story. It really could have. But even with that, I still don't think they would have won the Premier League, even if Lampard had 5 years of experience. Because just still getting all these players in and expecting them to play like that, it just doesn't happen, unfortunately. And I cannot believe, with the expectation we had, they got rid of him that quickly. We're 9th place, only 5 points off top 4, which is not that much, to be honest. I know it's 11 points of Manchester United, and I think that is what Abramovich is looking at. Not even top 4, title winning. And I think Abramovich did say top 4 is not good enough on his part, not even last year. So it's just a cutthroat approach we have in the manager and the board, and it's a real shame. And one of the things I do want to read is what Frank Lampard said. He recently posted on his Instagram his message. He has said, "It has been a huge privilege and an honour to manage Chelsea, a club that has been a big part of my life for so long. Firstly, I would like to thank the fans for the incredible support that I've received over the last 18 months. I hope they will know what it means to me. When I took on this role, I understood the challenges that lay ahead in a difficult time for the football club. But I am proud of the achievements that we made, and I am proud of the academy players that have made their step into the first team and performed so well. They are the future of the club." And that is a quote I want to reiterate later on. "I'm disappointed not to have the time this season to take the club forward and bring it to the next level. I want to thank Mr. Abramovich, the board, players, my coaching team and everyone in the club for their hard work and dedication, especially in these unprecedented and challenging times. I wish the team and the club every success for the future." And I find it a real shame that we couldn't have fans in the stadium, because I think if we had fans in the stadium, they definitely would have been singing Lampard's name, and I definitely think he would have thrived more off of that. But one thing that he said I want to bring forward is for youth players saying that they are the future of the club. We've now got Thomas Tuchel in, who's been working with the likes of Mbappe and Neymar. Quality, experienced players. And unfortunately, our squad's not full of that. The only quality, experienced players we're going to have is from the recent signings we made in Ziyech, Werner, all those signings, Havertz as well. And one thing that I did know as well, Tuchel was linked to getting Jorginho and Rudiger, so there's no doubt in my mind he'll play Jorginho and Rudiger, which I don't want to see in starting 11 personally. They are not good enough. They are still the deadwood of the club in my opinion. I'm really scared for the likes of Hudson-Odoi, who has been linked away every single year from his performances, wanting more game time. I think we could be seeing the final nail of Hudson-Odoi, and he would be moving away in the summer. I'm really scared for the likes of Billy Gilmore, who was exquisite against Luton. Just his one-touch passing, the speed of his passing, his distribution was insane. But I think it could be the last we see of him as well. And we've already lost Tomori on loan to AC Milan. I don't think we'll get him back. I don't think we'll get Ruben Loftus-Cheek back after he finishes loan at Fulham either. It's going to go back to the old Chelsea way where we get experienced players, a very short-term success rate, but not a long-term success rate, which is what the Chelsea fans have been wanting for ages, including myself. But we're not getting it anymore. We're going to have to accept we're going back to the old regime, and under this manager, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it personally. Let me know of your reaction. I mean, I made my first video on Frank Lampard becoming Chelsea manager. I was on 4 subscribers at the time. 374 subscribers later, I'm here talking about his sacking. 571 days since his appointment, which meant for a subscriber rate, 0.65 subscribers a day. But enough about my subscriber rate. We're talking about Frank Lampard. And I wanted to see at least to the end of the season. I'm really sad. I'm just devastated. I am so angry. It's a state of shock that I don't know what to feel. I say a state of shock. I'm also half not surprised, because the board are very cutthroat and ruthless. And they clearly were organising Tuchel for quite a while, actually. Probably after the Leicester game, actually, they were planning it. And that's when the speculation started. But I'm absolutely devastated. It's a sad day for Chelsea Football Club. I know I'm uploading it a day later, but I couldn't upload it on the Monday because I had lectures all day. So unfortunately I couldn't, but you're going to have to see it today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there are any Chelsea fans watching this video. Let me know if your reaction to Frank Lampard being sacked as well. Any Chelsea YouTube channels, let me know if your reaction to Frank Lampard being sacked. And what do you think of Thomas Tuchel coming in? And what do you see the squad turning into next year? Bye, Frank. You know, you've been so good, actually, when you came in. I felt very happy, and it was a really happy time for Chelsea Football Club as well. And I know we make it sound like that he's almost passed away almost, and we're only talking about sacking, but it was a real feel-good time for the club. And unfortunately, we're going to go back to the old regime and we're not going to get this cohesion, this exciting long-term plan again. We're going to go back to the old regime where it's 2 years each time getting rid of the manager. And it's a shame, but we're going to have to deal with it. Abramovich has delivered us trophies and he knows how to get success. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give the video a like. It tremendously helps. If you haven't done, please subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new around here. Let's try and get to 400 subscribers. That would really make my day. And please share this video to as many people as you like, although that would really make my day. But thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary if you saw the end of this video. And as always, take care and goodbye, Frank. You are still a legend in my eyes. Take care.